Jai Hind everyone, welcome again to the Patriotic IAS. Let's start our IAS PCSwala Delhi current affair. Today it is 30th of the April and we have around 5 topics that we will discuss one by one. After the front page we will have the NCW, National Commission for Women, and here you will see that it says that the no information on the political affiliation of its chairperson. When the RTI has been filed to know that whether the chairperson and other members have the any political affiliation, they simply said that we don't have the data, we don't have the information. So it is very clear cut the way they have replied, but this is not the way it should reply as per the Right to Information Act. Okay, so we will see that what is the basics, what are the way of the function, what are the appointment process of the NCW, National Commission for the Women. So it comes under GS paper 2 statutory bodies. So it will be for the mains and also for the prelims to know about the basics of the National Commission for the Women. Means to know how they are working. There could be the question that the functioning and the power or the impact of the National Commission for the Women. Then we will study the physics and maths of keeping election fair and the representative. So here we will see that the first past the post system and how the vote percentage is needed to win and how there is the many times there is the wastage of the vote. So we will see that why we adopted this and what are the benefits and what are the negative implication of this. So it will be for the GS paper 2 election in India for the prelims as well as mains. You should know the basics about the first past the post system. Okay. Then we will see that unclassed forest. We saw that already there was the judgment from the Supreme Court into the FAB. It has ordered that to each of the state to constitute the state expert committee to classify this forest that is considered as a deemed forest. So here we will see that what is the data that has been provided by the state government on the status of the forest. So it will be for the mains. Then we will study that why Venice is charging an entry fee for the tourists. So it will be like the how we are going to promote the ecotourism. The tourism should not result into the pollution and the pressure and the stress on the cities. We have seen that the many of the European countries they are facing such thing, and that's why these are the good case study for the how we can promote the ecotourism. So it will be for the mains. After that, we will study the paradox of thrift. Here there is always the confusion with respect to the whether the saving is good for economy or not. If I will save, there is the two things. One thing is that if I will save, I can invest into the economy. The second thing is that if I save and I am not spending it on the economy, so how there will be the consumption of the goods and the services that is produced by the capitalist. So the capitalist will not able to sustain. So there is the 2 point of view on the saving and the thrift. So we will study this will be for the economic section and it can be for the both prelims and mains. You should know the concept. UPSC can ask into the prelims this type of question as well as into the mains. Let's start with the front page. The front page, Revant gets notice over doctored video of the Shah. So here we see that there was the circulation of a video. Under that, our Home Minister Amit Sir was found to be saying that when the main aim of his government in the future is to remove the reservation, eradicate the reservation for the SC, ST and OBC. However, when it was the checked and fact checked, it was found that this is not that. And yes, as per the claim he was saying, he was telling into that particular speech that he will remove the unconstitutional reservation for the Muslim into the Telangana, and this will be given to the SCs, STs and OBC because these rights of the SC, STs and OBC has been encroached by the Muslim because constitutionally it is not feasible, it is not allowed. So this has been there. So the counter claim and the claim is there. Congress, it was found on the the website of the Congress, and that's why the Congress president and the chief minister of the Telangana has been summoned, and yes, notice has been given. So this is all about that is going on. You should be knowing about the different type of the act under the IPC, like the section 153, it is for the causing provocation with the intention to cause a right. So there are different sections of the IPC. Just try to know that. It should be just, you should go through this. 153A, promoting enmity between the different group on the ground of religion, race, place of birth, residence and language. Okay, so you could also be get such notice whenever you are going to speak on the public forum. Okay. 465 is for the forgery, 469 for the forgery to harm the reputation of any party, and 171G, it is for the publishing false statement with intent to affect the result of an election, and it is from the Indian Penal Code, and also there is the cases under the Information Technology Act. These are all the cases that has been filed on these sections. Okay, there has been the arrest from the Assam as well. We have seen that the state war room coordinator of the Congress from the Assam unit, he has been arrested, and the different section of IPC and the Information Technology Act has been imposed on those conditions. Okay, here again, this is the controversial news. Again, there has been the JDS, Janta Dal Secular, decides to suspend the MP Prajwal as the sit begin into the sexual scandal. Here we have found that there has been the so many videos that has been found, and there has been the sexual exploitation of the many women that were involved, and here it was connected with the Hassan MP Prajwal Revanna. He is the grandson of the former Prime Minister H.D. Devgowda, and he belonged from the family of the previous Chief Minister of the Karnataka, Kumaraswamy. So here this is again the political turmoil that is going into the Karnataka. Okay, so here it involves several of the women into the 3,000 files where these videos have been found, and there has been the several of the pen drives containing the sexual video allegedly involving Mr. Prajwal came out into the public day ahead of the early last week. Okay, so the election, when the already second phase of the election was conducted, after that this type of the thing was there. Already on this seat, the election has been conducted. The most important news from the 2 days is the US media name raw officer who allegedly ordered the hit on the Khalistani activist Pannu. So here you will see that the Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, it has been alleged that there was the assassin attempt on this Khalistani activist, and here it has been accused that into the US while Indian officers were involved to assassin. So here there has been the criticism from the US government, and there has been the name of the law for the involvement of this killing. Even the report from the US that has mentioned the name of our National Security Advisor Ajit Doval as well. So here you will see that. So here it is mentioned that even our National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, he was knowing all this thing, and under this he was coordinating. Okay, here it has been mentioned that the raw official identified as the Vikram Yadav, he talked to the one of the businessman. The name of businessman was the Nikhil Gupta, and Nikhil Gupta hired one of the hitman to kill this activist, Khalistani activist, Gurpatwant Singh Pannu. Already we have seen that there has been the assassination of the one of the such Khalistani activist, Hardeep Singh Nijjar. So here the Canada is also accusing the Indian involvement into the killing on the land of the Canada. So it is a type of the question on the sovereignty of the land of Canada or the any of the nation where the external body, they are entering into their land and they are killing. So this is not acceptable for any of the nation, because it's a type of the questioning on the sovereignty of the nation itself. So here you will see these are all that things that is into the news. Next important news that we are going to cover is the NCW says no information on the political affiliation of the chairperson and the members. So here there has been a right to information filing, and the right to information filing that was asking about the whether the member and the chairperson of the National Commission for the Women can have the affiliation with the any of the political parties. It means that if the members and the chairperson are there, they are already the member of the political party as well. Is this possible? So here the reply from the person, the information, public information officer is that we don't have the information at all. So this is the thing, because as per the claim of those who have filed this right to information demand, they have seen that the many of the board member and the member of National Commission for the Women, they have affiliation with the present ruling party BJP, and that's why they ask that whether it is allowed under the this National Commission of Women. This was a National Commission of Women Act 1990, whether it is allowed for the member to be member of the any of the political parties or not. So if they are allowed, what is the punishment? If it is not allowed, means if it is not allowed to be the member of the affiliation with the any of the political party, so what should be the punishment? Okay, so here it is neutrality is maintained only when there is no affiliation. And the National Commission of Women, they have to investigate different type of the crime against the women. And many a times again, the police officers and those who are into the power, they misuse the power and they are involved in the most of the cases. So if they are affiliated with any of the political party, so it will be very difficult to be neutral. Okay, so here National Commission had the responsibility to evaluate the progress of the development of the women under the union and state government. So these are the functions. Please note down other basic information. You should know that yes, it was established in the 1992 and it was under the act of the National Commission of Women Act 1990. Okay. Besides that, there is the one chairperson and the 5 members, and they are appointed by the central government, and their tenure is for the 3 years. These are for the prelims. Please remember all these things. Okay. The chairperson or the member should not be member of any political party, because it is very important to ensure the neutrality. Okay. So large question of the transparency and accountability is arise when there is the directly they have the connection with any of the political party, because this will result into the political biasness. So whenever the question comes on the working and functioning of the National Commission of the Women, you should be clear about that. What are the allegations that has been made, how they are working, and what are the positive work they are doing? What are the provision for the ensuring the neutrality? This type of the answer from the officer, public information officer, this is ultimately this will result into the filing of the cases into the High Court and the Supreme Court, and ultimately there will be the sum of the judgment that will result into the new change into the National Commission of the Women. This is all about from this news analysis. Next important news that we are going to take is the physics and the maths of keeping election fair and the representative. Here it is talking about the difference between the different system of the election. For example, in India, for the Lok Sabha and the state assembly, we follow the first past the post system. Under this first post the past system, what happens means if there is the many number of the candidate who are contesting in the election. For example, if there is the 5 candidates who are contesting into the election. Maybe you can take example of the Varanasi. There are the 5 candidates who are contesting, and yes, one candidate has received 40% of the vote, other has the 30%, other have the 15%, one has the 10%, and one has the 5%. Okay, so you will find that despite this person doesn't have out of 100 votes, they have received 40 votes, 30 votes, 15 votes, 10 votes, and a 5 votes. Okay, 40 plus 30, 70, 70 plus 30, 100. So you will see that despite this person doesn't have the 50% vote, but he will be declared as the winner. Whoever has the largest number of the vote, it doesn't matter that whether this person has received 30% vote or the 40% vote. I take the example, even this person has received the 30% vote and they all have received 20%, 25% and 20% and 5%. Okay. So even if this person has received 30 vote, this person had 25 vote and this person has received 20 votes. Despite this person has received just 30 vote, he will be declared as the winner. But the simple majority, even if you will calculate, the simple majority will be 50 plus 1. So this is the definition of the simple majority. But in the first part, the post system, it doesn't matter that how much percentage of the vote you have received. It matters that the whoever had the largest number of the vote, he will be declared as the winner. Even he has just received one vote and all have received 0 votes, so this person will be declared as the winner. So this is the situation into the first part, the post system, and that's why here it has been discussed that in such cases there is the chances that the electors vote got wasted. For example, those who have voted for this person, overall number of the vote for these 4 person is the 20, 20, 20, 65 and 70. So majority of the people have voted against this person, but despite it, this person had the largest number, that's why he has been declared as the winner. Despite he is not getting the popular majority. Popular majority talking about the 50% plus 1. But this person has not received the 50% plus 1 vote, but he has been declared as the winner because it is the principle under the first part, the post system, and that's why it is being criticized that this number of the vote got wasted. Those who have voted for this person, this has been wasted. Okay, so this is known as the first part, the past system. Here we have seen that in India, in the last 80 years, 70, from 1947, 1952, the first general election till now, near about the 75 years, in the 75 years, we don't have any of the party who have received more than 50% of the vote. Even on the peak time of the Congress, it was not crossing the 50% vote. Even in the previous election, when it was the landslide victory of the Prime Minister Modi and his party BJP, but still their percentage of vote was less than 50%. So it's so that despite the number of the seats they receive, they get, and the share of the vote they have, there is the large difference. For example, in 2015 there was the Delhi Assembly election, and this election, Aam Aadmi Party received 54% of the vote, but it received 96% of the seat. Most of the seat went to the Aam Aadmi Party, but the vote share was the 54%. Here you will see that the BJP received 32% of the vote, but the seats were just 4%. So this is the wastage, this is the disproportionate difference in the number of the seats of the parties under the first part, the post system. But why it was adopted? It was adopted because it is simple. Normally people go and they just have to push the button and they have to come back. They don't have to apply so much mind, because yes, at the time of our independence, when we provided the universal adult franchise, means those who are above 80 years of the age and those who are not disqualified by the different act and laws in India, they are all eligible for the vote and as electors. But the thing is that, and the people were, most of the people at that particular time, they were illiterate. 90%, more than the literacy at that particular time was around 12%. So you can imagine, the people were not that much educated. It was very difficult to go for the other system. For example, it has given the rank-based voting system. For example, in the India, the presidential election is held on that. This is known as the proportional system. Okay, so here rank-based voting system where you have to number the different candidate. For example, if there is the 3 candidate and there is the 9 voters, for example, think that if there is the A, B and C, there are the 3 candidate and the voters number is the 9. A, B and C. A, B and C. A, B and C. There are the 9. 3, A, B and C. A, B, C. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just adjust A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A, B, C. A, B, C. So under the rank-based system or the proportional system, you have to rank 1, 2, 3. The voters have to rank 1, 2, 3. Think that the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And if under this system, the winner have to get 50% plus 1 vote. So in that case, whoever have the, if the one round of the polling is there and they find that in the polling, if they find that one person has not reached cross the 50%, what they will do, they will eliminate the least number of the vote that person has received. And after that, the second preference of this person will be transferred to the all these remaining candidate as the first preference. So when you will study the election for the president, you will we will explain this in a very extensive manner. So here the second round in the Indian case has just once in a whole of the period has been done. It was into the 1969 where the B.V. Giri was declared as the winner and the Neelam Sanjeev Reddy was the on the second position. So it was the V.V. Giri who has received 48% into the first round, and in the second round he reached to the 50.8%. So he was declared as the winner. So this is all about from the different type of the system. So here just you should know that how the system of the system that we are adopting for our electoral system, most of the election, even into the Gram Sabha, we use this first part, the post system. Only into the some of the exceptional case, such as the election of the president, where we follow this rank-based voting system that is also known as the proportionate system. Okay. Important news that we are going to take is the China all set for the launch of the mission for the side of the moon, far side of the moon, that we do not able to see that side of the moon. For example, one side of the moon that is always visible and that is front to the earth that we are able to see. For example, if this is the earth and this is the moon, only one part of the moon that is visible from here. The other part of the moon is always remain backside. We are not able to see that because the revolution period and the rotation period of both moon and earth is the same, and that's why the way it's revolved around one, this also take the one revolution, and that's why the same side always is in front of the earth, and that's why we are able to see only one side. So you should be very clear about that, and it is the south pole that we are not able to see that. Okay, so China already is into the mission for the moon. Already China has sent its first mission into the 2007, and continuously it has sent in 2020. Even China was able to bring the sample from the moon. This is achievement, and by that China has achieved into the space mission very close to the US. So you will see that continuously China is approaching in technology very close to the US, and already China has brought back the sample and it has proved that yes, it is able to get back the backup, okay, so get back the uncrewed spacecraft to the earth, and again this same spacecraft will be used again for the next mission. The name of next mission is the Chang'e 6. So please remember CHAN Chang'e 6. So China, Chang, the name is very similar. You can confuse with the, if there is the mixing of this mission with the name of the North Korea, South Korea, Japan, Philippines, particularly. So here you should remember this. Maybe into the prelims they can ask that Chang'e 6 mission is related to the China, North Korea, South Korea, Japan. So there could be the confusion. So it is for the China. And into the 2020, they have brought the soil from the and the rock from the moon. And again they are planning to send its astronauts on the moon by the 2030. India is also planning to send its astronauts on the moon by the 2047, 100 years after our independence. Okay. However, there is always that the race that is going between the US and the China. Now the US, the NASA consider that the China can claim all the water that is on the moon. And that's why US is planning to send its moon mission on the South Pole by the 2026. Okay, so it will be the first time after 1972 that the astronauts are being sent at the moon. So it is for the very long period, I think more than 75 years after, 55 years. It is near about 54 years after that we are sending the land astronauts on the moon. So this is here. However, the China is claiming that yes, we are not going to claim all the water. We are ready to cooperate with the other nation. For that, China has already planned the payloads on the Chang'e 6 from the France, Italy, Sweden, and Pakistan. Even for the Chang'e 7, China has planned for the payload from the Russia, Switzerland, and the Thailand. So it shows that yes, China is not going to claim it's in isolation. It is ready to cooperate. And one more thing you should know that is very important for the prelims is the South Pole, the Aitken Basin. That is the oldest impact crater into the solar system that is on the moon. So please remember that. Maybe into the prelims they can ask that the Aitken Basin is associated with Antarctica, Moon, Mars, okay, Arctic. So you could have the clarity that this Aitken Basin that is associated with the Moon southern pole. Okay, so southernmost landing ever was carried out by the IM-1, a joint mission between NASA and a private firm. The name of the private firm was the Intuitive Machines. So Intuitive Machines, so please remember that yes, on the moon there has been the joint mission and private player has been involved into the space mission, even on the moon mission. And this is very important. Please remember the name of the Texas-based private firm, Intuitive Machine. Okay. So South Pole has been described as the golden belt because there is the possibility that there is the ice and the water on the moon. And the Indian Chandrayaan first that was launched in 2008 already has confirmed that yes, ice inside the polar crater at the moon. So this is all about from this news article. Next news article is again, it is with respect to the judgment that was on the EVM VVT case and the Supreme Court judgment. The name of the case was the Association for the Democratic Reform versus Election Commission of India case 2024. Few days back, 2 days back, this judgment came and the Supreme Court has rejected for the demand for the ballot system, go back to the ballot system or 100% of the VVT verification. Here the writer is not agree and not happy with the judgment. It is saying that the stand of the Supreme Court that yes, 5% of the verification of the EVM and the VVPAT on the random basis. Now, as per now, 5 EVMs per assembly constituency that was selected on a random basis, and they are verified with the VVPAT. So here the writer is not happy that he is not exactly think that it will be accurate and this will give confirmation that there is no manipulation or the error into the AVM and the VVPAT and there is no chances of the manipulation. Here even he is not happy with the petitioner, like the Association for the Democratic Reform. He is of the view that they should not have gone for the ballot system at the 100% verification. They should have gone for the increase into the sampling system, and the sampling system should be on the basis of the scientific and mathematical basis, not on the some random basis. So this was the main claim from the writer. So this is all about. The next topic that we are going to cover is the matter of the herd land. Here we will see that how the Hindi herd land that consists of the the states such as the UP, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand, okay, and Rajasthan. Here this area decide the fate of the Lok Sabha election, and those who dominate in this area, they are going to form the government at the center. Here you will see that the BJP started with its campaign with the 400 seat, target of the 400 seat, and even the Prime Minister has said to his cabinet, please prepare a plan that we are going to implement within 100 days from the formation of the government. So he was so much confidence. However, there has been the mobilization and energization into the opposition with the we have seen that the way it was fired back the 400 target campaign, and now opposition is being there has been the two type of the allegation on the opposition. The first is that they are the anti-Semitic dharma, and there is their manifesto is like the imprint of the Muslim League. This has the similarity with the manifesto of the Muslim League, and a massive majority will enable to rewrite constitution have been rate as the threat to the OBC, Dalit and tribal. This has been into the context of the demand, the target for the 400, where the subaltern group like the OBCs, SC, ST, they are of the fearful that in such cases the reservation is in the threat. However, the BJP has make it ensure that we are not going to touch the reservation, or the not going to change the constitution. Okay, so there has been the some of the weight that has been gained by the opposition under the Congress into this election. Okay. Next important news that we are going to take is the trying for a repeat. This is news with respect to the badminton tournament that is going on into the China, Chengdu. Okay, and the name of the tournament is the Thomas and Uber Cup. This is known as the de facto World Cup. So here you will see that the Indian side, that is mostly, it is expected that the players such as the HS Pranoy, Lakshya Sen, Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty, they are main contender, and this is just before the Paris Olympic that is about to be happen. Okay, so here they are mostly they are dominant because already they have Indian side has won the previous contestant, and here there is the most chances that we are again going to win. Here you will see that the Satvik Sairaj and the Chirag, they already are the winner of the Asian Game doubles gold in 2023 and first Indian to be ranked #1 in the double Pranoy, and India's #1 single player and the Asian Games bronze medalist. Here they are already they have the previous achievements. Here into the women's side, it is the Anmol Kharb and Asmita Chalia. So they are the main contenders. So you should know about this. So mainly it is with respect to the state PCR where they ask from the different type of the sports game. Here they can ask that Uber Cup, this is associated with badminton or any other, there will be the name of any other sports. Okay. Next thing that we are going to cover is this court knows on the hospital charge reform, a reform opportunity. So here you should know this point. There is the one point that you should know with respect to the GS paper 2 where the health sector is there. Here the court has said that the procedure rate of the many of the private hospital is very high. For example, take the example of the cataract surgery. For the government hospital, it is the 10,000 rupees, but into the private hospital, this is 30,000 to the 1,40,000. That much higher rate they are taking, and this is against the Rule 9 of the Clinical Establishment Act, and it's talk about the whenever there is the rate, you are going to fix for the procedure and the service within the range, and it should be determined and issued by the central government and from time to time in consultation with the state government. So here you can bring that the way misuse of the its position, and yes, it is the compulsion of the people have to go and avail all these things despite they have the so much cost, and they have to cost so much, and that's result into the poverty cycle of the many of the family into the India. So this is the cause of concern where government at the already the Supreme Court had brought the order, government should work on this. This is the indication of the lacuna into the government implementation of its laws and the rules. Next important news that we are going to take is from the text and the context. Here it is the why are unclassified forest missing. So here you will see that the recently Supreme Court ordered each of the state to please give the report on the unclassified forest. As per the 1996 Supreme Court judgment under T.N. Godavarman versus Union of India case. In this case, the Supreme Court said that the forest will be on the basis of the dictionary definition. As we know that the government under the Forest Act, this Forest Act of the 1980, Forest Act of the 1980, it was vague about the definition of the forest. In that case, there was the reduction into the forest area, and the case Supreme Court said that we will recognize the forest on the basis of the dictionary definition. Previously, the government was of the view that whatever we recognize, that will be considered as the forest. For example, if there is the area and that is the full of the tree and plantation. For example, if there is the 1,000 of the kilometer of the area and it is full of the trees and plantation, and if government doesn't recognize it the forest, it will be not considered as the forest. Government is of that view. The Supreme Court said that no, this is not the case. It is not on the your definition that forest will be defined. The forest will be defined at a substance, a recognized number of the trees and the plantation if there is exist, and whatever the land it exists, it doesn't matter. It could be on the private land, it could be on the government department, it could be on the public sector, it could be on the land of the companies, anywhere. If there is the substantial number of trees are there, that will be defined as the forest. In that case, it asks from the state to constitute the state expert committee and bring the report. And the time was given to this April. However, we have seen that there has been the ignorance from the most of the state, and we have seen that the near about 7 states who doesn't constitute the expert committees itself. These are the states who even doesn't constituted the committee, expert committee. Many of the state you will see that they constituted, but they said that we don't have the time, so we will not able to bring the report. And those who brought the report is not accurate. There is huge difference. For example, one of the example is given here from the Gujarat. It has been given just as per this report, it is just 192 square kilometer, that is unclassified report. But as per the a report from the Forest Survey of the India. This is the only government agency that do the forest survey on a regular basis and assess the forest area. As per its report, the unclassified forest are near about 4,577 square meters. So there is the huge difference between the two reports, and that's so that either this institution, Forest Survey of India, that is not correct, or the SEC, this State Expert Committee, that is not correct. So this is showing that how we are dealing with our environment and ecology. So please remember this case, T.N. Godavarman Thirumalpad case of 1966, that is very important. You will see that if the condition is like that, our aim to achieve 33% of the forest cover of the total geographical area, we want to achieve 33.3% to be forest cover. Into the plain area and into the hilly region, we want to achieve 66.6% of the geographical region. That is not able to achieve. We are now into the plain area, it is near about 23%, 10% lesser than the what we are expecting. So here we need to do this classification in a very sincere manner. So this is all about from this news article. Next important news that we are going to take is again, it is from the environment. Here the Venice is a city that is very beautiful city into the Italy. Here there has been the imposition of the tourism test. Those who are going to visit, they have to pay the entry fee, because many of those tourists who comes and just they are causing the environmental impact and the congestion into the city. And we have seen that the recently Venus was downgraded, even UNESCO, it was downgraded into the fragile ecosystem. So to improve on this definition, this impact, they have brought all these initiative like the entry fees, so that the number of the tourists who are entering into the days, they are not going to increase. And these day entries, those tourists who just come for a single day, not even the just daytime, for the 8 hours, 10 hours, they do not contribute to the economy of the city as well. They result into the pollution. For example, take one of the example of myself. Once upon time, I was coming from the northeast. It was from the Nagaland to the Delhi, and in the between there was layover into the Kolkata. So the layover time was near about the 13-14 minutes. So I thought that I should visit the places into the Kolkata. So I went, I visited most of the important areas such as the planetarium and yes, the one more thing, that is Victoria Palace, I think that is very famous. Just I am missing the name. So these are the places I visited, but just I have to pay the pay for the auto fare. Otherwise, neither I paid for the hotel or the anything else. So in the very limited money, I just visited all the places. I came back in the evening and I back to the Delhi. So it was just 8 to 10 hours that took to visit all the places in the famous places into the Kolkata. So this is the same thing happening with the many of the cities. For example, Amsterdam, Barcelona, and the London. They are also thinking of the such of the entry fee, because they are also becoming more congested and degraded in its ecology due to the over tourism. So you should know that this is the over tourism, that is the one of the cause of the environmental degradation. Okay, so India has also so many of the tourist spots such as the Agra and many of the places where India need to bring such thing, because this doesn't only help to prevent the congestion and burden and stress on the city resources, but also help into the mobilizing the resources that can be used for the further improvement. So this is very important. You can give it into the case study as well as suggestion whenever you are going to write your answer with respect to the environmental protection. Next important news is with respect to the paradox of the thrift. Does a rise in the saving cause a fall in the investment? So here this article talks about that whether the saving is good or bad for the economy. For example, it is considered good as well as bad. The Keynesian, this economists, they consider it as bad because, for example, if there is the two people who earn 1,000 rupees, and there is the one of the capitalist who produce its product of the 1,000 rupees. Okay, so think that if these people they earn and they do not spend, they just spend 100 rupees for their fooding and they save all the thing. What will happen? This capitalist will have the 1,000 rupees, but they are spending only 200 rupees who produce the product of the 1,000 rupees. So 800 of the rupees of the product that will not able to sell this capitalist in the each of the month, and that's why overall economy will shrink, because this person capitalist will be into the loss. So he will reduce its production, and if there is the sum of the labor who are involved in that, the number of the labor will be continuously decreased, but their saving will increase in a tremendous manner. So does it impacting the economy? No. As per that, the economy is not that much beneficial of the saving, because they are not doing investment. Think that if they are earning 1,000 rupees and they are spending all 1,000 rupees, so what will happen? The capitalist will increase its production and so its labor. So here he will increase the number of the labor who are working. If they are spending all this money. But in the first case, think that if the capitalist want to invest in the large amount into the future, and if he want investment, so if they are saving 900 rupees on a on monthly basis, they will have at least to near about 9,000 and now 9,000. Both will have the 9,000 after 10 months, and the capitalists want to invest near about 50,000 into the some of the company where he want to invest, and he will produce some better thing. So he can take the money from this saving. If they want to invest in a bulk manner, they can do. So in the first case, for the shorter term, the economy is not benefited, but for the longer term, this person, this capitalist will have lot of money and he can do a greater, larger business. But if you think that what will happen if they will not ready to invest even on longer term? So there will be the no economy. But in case of the second case, when they are spending all 1,000 rupees, he is earning on a daily basis, but on a long time, if he want to invest much and more money, they will have not money to give this in capitalists to invest into the economy. So there is the two view. The one view is that for the long term, if they are saving, that will be helpful into the long term. If they are saving in the long term, they will give some money, investment. Lot of money will be with these people, so that this capitalist can take and invest. But the second view is that if they are spending on a daily, monthly basis, this person will have the expenditure, this person will have the business that will be growing on a regular basis, and that's why there could be the more economic activity. So both view are there. Kenny's niece, they believe that the investment is also dependent on the expenditure. Saving should result into the expenditure. So that's why only that tone into the better economy. Okay, so this is the view. And yes, this is the main view, that whether the saving is good or the saving is bad. Saving, if result into the investment, that is good, but the saving is just for the saving sake, that is not good. For example, if the person is just saving in the gold and silver, that will be not good for the economy. The person, those who are the capitalists, they will not able to get the money. So this is all about from this news article. So here we have completed most of the relevant news from the today's newspaper. So here we will conclude our session. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.